Hello everybody, welcome back to the M.S.M reviews, and today we'll be reviewing Season 1, Episode 2, Game of Thrones. We open up with Dany and Drogon traveling down the forest or whatever with the Dothraki, and we see Dany talk to Sir Jormont. Then the next minute we see Dany tell them to stop, and she gets off her horse and starts walking into the forest by herself. And then her brother comes out of nowhere, slaps her, and then Dany gets saved by one of the Dothraki. And then we cut to Winterfell as we see the Hound and Joffrey looking at Tyrion, and while he pretty much was sleeping in a barn with a pig, and Joffrey starts talking shit to Tyrion. Tyrion doesn't give a shit about what Joffrey has to say and pretty much bitch slaps him. Pretty funny as hell. Then we see Tyrion go eat breakfast with the rest of his family, with Cersei and Jaime and her kids. And they are talking about, what if Bran wakes up? What will he say? And Tyrion says he's very curious what Bran would say, and Cersei doesn't like to hear that from Tyrion. It makes her worry. So then we cut to Bran in bed. Then we cut to Jon Snow getting a sword made for his sister, and then we see Jaime talk to Jon, pretty much mocking the Night's Watch and what he's about to go to, and pretty much being a dick. And then we cut to Jon coming in Arya's room, giving her the sword that he got made for her. And then Jon comes in Bran's room to say his goodbyes, and Bran's mom says leave. And you can just see that there's this hate, she can't bring herself to love Jon because he's a bastard. And then we see him say goodbye to Rob when he's getting his horse ready, and him and Rob give each other hugs, and you can tell there's a real brotherly love there. And Ned and the girls get ready to leave because John's gonna travel with them, and they're gonna get to a crossroad, and they'll take their separate ways. So they're all traveling together. So we see them leave. The King, Robert, and Ned talk about Daenerys. When they make a stop, they talk about Daenerys hearing about, that part of the Targaryen line is still alive. But Ned's pretty much telling Rob we shouldn't worry about her. She's halfway across the sea. So, and then we see Jon with the people going to the Night's Watch. And then we see Tyrion with them is talking to Jon. Then we cut to Winterfell, back to Bran's bed. Rob comes in, talks to his mom. And then we see some fire. Rob goes to see to check out what the hell's going on. The next minute, a man comes into the room of Bran's room. Didn't know Bran's mom was in there. He was sent to execute Bran, which by now we probably know who sent the guy to kill Bran. But Bran's wolf comes out and saves Bran's mom and him, kills the guy, and then his mom pretty much picks up the knife that he had, and it was veneer steel and fancy gold plate on the top. So some speculation is it was probably one of the Lannisters. Then we see Dany looking at her dragon eggs. And then we cut to Jon finally making it to the Night's Watch, or to the wall, pretty much. Then we cut back to see Arya plays with one of her best friends. They're sword playing, and Joffrey comes in with Sansa, and pretty much Joffrey's. This is where we see Joffrey showing his dominance, trying to be a fucking prick, and cuts the boy's face. And then Arya picks up her wooden stick and fucking knocks the shit out of Joffrey, takes his sword, and throws it into the lake. Oh yeah, and Joffrey gets attacked by Arya's dog because before she disarms him, he tries to string it at her, and her dog comes in, bites her. Not bites her, but bites him. He did whimper like a little bitch. But, yeah, that's pretty much what happens. And then the end of the episode ends with, they are looking for Arya because she's run away, and they have a little meeting at the stop they're at, and Joffrey's saying one thing and Arya saying another, and the king wants to figure out, get this like in the bucket, just settle this already. So he calls in Sansa, and she tells that Joffrey, her king, is right, and pretty much the punishment was to kill one of the dogs, but Arya's dog went away. So the only dog that is with the camp is Sansa's dog. So they kill her dog, which her name of her dog is Lady, and Ned said he would carry out the sentence, and he kills the dog. Then we cut to Bran waking up, and that's the end of episode 2. So, my thoughts on this. This was a pretty good episode, second episode for Game of Thrones. It really got me more invested with the characters, seeing each of them, and really excited for where this is going. So, if you have any thoughts on how this episode made you feel, put it in the comments, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all later.